how's everybody doing here at 60 Sundays? We're recording this, so how's everybody doing here? Now, I have a favor to ask of everybody here. I have a friend in Chicago that watches this and watches all the 60 Sunday stuff, okay, in Chicago. And so I want all of us to say hi to her. Her name is Andrea, all the way up in Chicago. Andrea from 60 Sundays in Port St. Lucie, Florida. Hello, everybody. Say hello to Andrea. All right, so it's going all the way up to Chicago. I'm here today. I have a mystery I'm trying to unravel, something that's on my mind. I have discovered that there is a massive communication network amongst women concerning their pubic hair. Now, yes. Now let me tell you how I discovered this. Years ago, when I was much, much younger, if I saw a woman or was with a woman, there was all pubic hair. It was all pubic hair all the time. Everyone had the same stuff. At some point that changed, and all of a sudden, all the women at the same time went to less pubic hair. There was like these arrow formations and yes, the arrow formations, little patches, but all the women went to this at the same time. And then, now we're in the new stage where all of a sudden all the women at the same time went to no pubic hair at any time. Now, I am very amazed at how the women did this all at the same time, okay? Let me say what puzzles me about this. First off, it's not because I have a preference. I'm going to be honest here. By the time I get to the point where I can see what you've done with your pubic hair, it doesn't matter what you've done.
Hey, do you realize who the crowd is here?
I do.
Well, you should use better taste.
Okay, I will do the best I can. Now, I will tell you guys that by the time I get to the point where I'm finding out what's there, I really don't care what you've done. You could have made it look like a clown wig at that point. It could be like orange and green. It won't matter. But what puzzles me is the incredible communication network that women must have had to change this all at the same time. Okay? I've thought about what the possibilities are, what possibilities that women could have had with this communication network. I thought maybe there was a 1-800 line that you would call to figure out how you were trimming your pubic hair. All right? I thought like 1-800-PUBS or something. Push 1 if you would like to know what we're all doing with our pubic hair. Now, I have to tell you, another thing I've come up with, another thought, as we all know, women go to the bathroom together. Okay? And I have thought about the possibility that when everyone goes to the bathroom together, they sit around and talk about their pubic area there, okay? And this idea, strangely enough, this idea actually made me want to go dress in drag. I was actually thinking I would go in the bathroom with like a wig and a fake dress, you know? No one here but us women, no! No men around, just us! I'm willing to see what you've done with your pubic hair, yes, willing to take a look! And see, the amazing thing is this is discussions that men could never have. Men could never have these. I could never approach other men at work and say, Bob, Tom, how's it going? How are things? Hey, what are you doing with your pubic hair, Bob and Tom? I'm just wondering. Anyone I can take a look? Any chance? You know, or even like a tattoo, okay? Even like that, I could not have friends out and about on the town, right? And say, hey, you guys, I know I got a tattoo right next to my crotch. And if you guys want to pop in the bathroom and take a look, guys cannot have this type of communication network, okay? No, it's not happening. We would never do that. It's a communication network that would never happen with men. So I just want everyone here to know I am on the case. I'm trying to figure out how this massive communication network has happened involving pubic hair. As I find out, I will definitely let you know.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. I will let you guys know. Now, they say in polite company, you should never talk about religion or politics. The hell with that. Let's talk a little bit about religion. I got to tell you guys, I've been on a spiritual journey. I've been searching spiritually, trying to figure out what's what, and I'm not slamming anybody else's beliefs, okay? But I have some problems with some kind of conflicting messages I am getting when I hear faith-based stuff. Now, let me explain why. I grew up in the South. I've lived in the South my entire life, all right? And The message that I get is something like this, okay? So I just want to explain it so you can understand why I have the conflicting message. This is the message that I get, okay? The message I get is something like this, all right? Sean, my name is Bubba. I'd like to talk to you about the Bible, all right? Now, you can understand the Bible is about unconditional love. It's about loving the people around you. And once you have that unconditional love, it'll fill your heart. And I go, wow, that's fantastic. Unconditional love, that's great. And then I go, Bubba, I have a question for you. The question I have is this, is I have a friend, and he's a gay man, and he would like to get married to another gay man. What do you think about that? And then Bubba goes, the queers, you got to shoot them, you got to kill them all, the queers. You got to get a gun, you got to kill them all. And I go, Bubba, what about unconditional love? What about the unconditional love? Not if they're different than us. We only got unconditional love if they're the same as us. So if they're gay, you have to shoot them. Like, you can't shoot somebody, Bubba. You can't kill somebody. Well, you got to kill something. You got to kill a deer. You got to kill something, okay? And this is where I have the problems with the conflicting messages about religion. Because on one hand, it's saying love, Bible, all this other stuff. But then it's saying hate people that are different and kill deers, okay? I want to talk about this for a second, okay?
That's the funny part.
I want to talk about this. I'll tell you what, there's a sign-up sheet. You can come on after me, and I will bow to your humor. I will bow to your humor.
I think you're the funny part here.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Sorry, I got thrown off track there. All right, so what I would like to talk about then is when I talk about the different messages that I hear in the Bible, okay? The things I get from faith-based people, half of it I get is love, unconditional love, but then I hear hate people that are different, and a lot of people here in the South also talk about shooting small animals. And I want to talk about hunting for a second, okay? And then I'm going to talk about homophobia, okay? When we talk about hunting, and let me be clear here, I don't want to offend anybody that hunts, all right? Good. I don't want to offend anyone, but there's a couple issues. There's a couple issues I have when it comes to hunting, because I'll be around friends and they'll come out and they'll say, I'm a manly man, I do manly stuff, I do manly things. I go, what did you do? I killed a deer. I go, you killed a deer? I mean, look, let's be honest here. Is there any more gentle animal on the planet than a deer? They walk and they try not to push the grass down. That's how gentle they are. The only way you could kill something that was more gentle than a deer is if on the back of your pickup truck, instead of a deer, if you had like butterflies. If you drove around and said, we're going into town, we're going to kill some butterflies, we're going to kill them all, and then we're going to go to church and love. That's the only way you can kill something more gentle than a deer. I'm going to tell you guys a true story, okay? As some of you know or may not know, I am a single dad, and my daughter is unbelievably wonderful, okay? And she's unbelievable. I have screwed up a lot of things in life, but I have not screwed up being a dad. And she's 9 years old, and she came to me and she said, and I'm already talking to her about, staying away from certain types of people. And she came to me and she said, Dad, I have a friend of Mom's that said it was okay to kill deers. And I said, really? Why? Did he say why it was okay to kill deers? And she said, well, the reason he said it was okay to kill deers is because if we don't kill them, they might starve to death. They would eat too much grass. Now, I would like to ask everyone to think about the logic of this for just a second. Think about the logic of this. Let's say I may potentially starve, and I show up at a group, and I go, hey, I'm worried I may starve to death. Can anyone come up with a solution? If your solution would be, I think we should shoot him in the head and kill him. That way he won't starve to death. And then we'll cut his head off and we'll post it on the wall. That way we'll stop him from starving to death. I don't think this would be a good solution. I think when they voted about this solution, I don't think there was a deer present. Because I think, seriously, if there was a meeting and they said, we're gathering a meeting here, we're afraid the deers may starve to death. Yeah, we're afraid they may starve to death. Is there any solutions? If someone said, I think we should shoot them, that way they won't starve to death. And if there was a deer there, I think he would have said, like, I've got an idea. How about we plant more grass, asshole? I'm just saying that would be a much better solution. And I actually told my daughter, I said, tell him to plant more grass. Now, the other confusing message message when I was listening to the biblical stuff was the homophobia. And as you guys may or may not remember, I said I don't want to offend anybody that's a hunter. But this is being recorded, and I would like to say, if there's anyone out there filled with your hatred and your homophobia, I want to offend the hell out of you. Okay? I want to offend the hell out of you. And I'm going to tell you guys why. I hate bullies. I hate bullies. You know, someone that picks on someone that's weaker, right? I hate bullies. And is there any greater bully than somebody with the support of a government or a church or something like that that decides to pick on a minority? I mean, seriously, let's be honest here. If you're picking on someone because they're gay, and we're recording this, you are a very weak individual, and I want to say that. And I have some puzzlement in my head about homophobia. I thought this was all known. When you see the people on television that are homophobic, just they're filled with the hatred of anyone that's different. We all know these guys are having more gay sex than gay people, right? I mean, you know this, right? Haven't we seen this consistently when the guy is really homophobic? He's having incredible Mark Foley, and the list goes on, right? I get puzzled. Don't we all know this when you see CNN and you see like the head of Family First and the Christian Coalition and all this stuff? I mean, you guys know when you see that guy on CNN, the head of Dr. Dobbs or the head of Family First or the head of the Christian Coalition, you guys know these guys are taking more balls to the face than a dolphin at SeaWorld when you throw the beach ball at them, right? I mean, we know this, right? I mean, or if we took, let's say we took someone that was really filled, like Hall of Fame hatred, like Beck or Rush or something like that, and these people are just filled with their hatred. If tomorrow you found out that these guys were smoking more sauces than Jimmy Dean, wouldn't you not be surprised at all? I mean, the really hatred people, right? You know what I would like to do if I was on one of these crossfire talk shows where I had one of these real vile-filled people? I think I would like to slide to them in the commercial, and just when the tape wasn't rolling, just slide over and say, "Hey, listen, I know you're pretending to be the homophobe, but I know when the cameras aren't rolling, I know what you're doing on the down low, okay? I know there's lots of bad things you're doing you don't want us to know about. It's okay." And that is my only thoughts on homophobia and homophobes. And with that, I would like to thank the few of you left that were listening. Thank you very much, and good night.